tonight's Walk the Wu Wei. We've had some great member questions, and we've picked one which is a topic I absolutely love, so I'm really excited to chat about it. We've entitled this talk Coincidence, or is the universe guiding me? And this is a huge topic. But so the question we've had, and it's a scenario this lady's going through, is I'll read it out pretty much word for word, is: just as my business is doing well, something happens to put the brakes, always happens to put the brakes on. So 3 examples are her lovely aunt became seriously ill, and she stopped everything, including working on a new business, to pretty much care full time for her auntie who sadly died, even though she didn't resent a moment of caring for her aunt at all. So then, once her aunt had died and she got over the awful loss of her aunt passing, and all was well again, she tells us that she badly injured her shoulder, which again stopped her dead in her tracks, stopped her doing her work towards building her new business. Then, just as she recovered from that, and she was able to pick the business up again, she then got a terrible viral infection, which completely wiped her out, knocked her off her feet, and again put her business ideas and her business plans and all the energy back on hold. And so now she's back to full health, she's working again, but she's asking us, were those 3 things, those 3 observations, those things that happened in her life that stopped her business, was that a coincidence, or is there a lesson to learn here? Or some people would say, is something guiding me? What, I guess she's saying, what's going on? She can't fathom it out. So, David.
All right, so this is a great question.
Yeah, it is.
And this is a great question because get ready to write now, because a lot of you will disagree with me. I'd love to give you the Taoist teaching on this. So, the universe has not got an intelligence. The universe doesn't sit there like a giant computer saying, oh, you're not doing this, let me send you that. You should be doing this. I would want you to do that. The universe is not taking your hand and guiding you through, telling you what's right and wrong. The universe is not doing that like a god or a superior being.
Okay.
The universe has not got an intelligence. So it's not looking at you and guiding you and giving you and telling you to go down this road, or saying, well, you haven't done good, so I'm going to send you some illness, or you're doing well, so I'm going to send you some good times. So it's not doing it in that way. Do you understand what I mean?
It's not, well, I understand what you're saying is it doesn't kind of think, oh, I'm going to send you this because this is what you need.
That's right.
To be pushed in one direction or another. I understand the point, I guess, that it hasn't got a plan that it rolls out for you, which obviously a lot of belief systems do.
A lot of people out there is not going to disagree with me now. So please disagree with me. Write it down below so we can sort out this point. So the universe is not a superior being, because this goes against the idea of oneness. We're one. So the universe is not guiding your path like a laser beam, telling you where you should go, punishing you with illness when you don't do right, giving you good things when you do good. It doesn't do it that way.
So I guess then the next question is, if it's not doing it on purpose, is it the universe or a higher power or source, as we talk about the cosmos or source? Is it the universe or source creating that illness, or creating the obviously the situation with her aunt in terms of this distraction, or is it something else, or is it just happening? Is it not? There's no reason for it at all.
Well, we can't be precise because the lady's not here and we can't ask her. So we have to use this as an example, and I'd love to do that. The first thing I'd like to say is this lady has tied these 3 things together.
Absolutely. Well, she's wondering, is there a connection?
And I would say, why would you tie these 3 things together? Well, first of all, you talked about the illness and the the subsequent death, was it of your aunt?
Yeah.
And wonderful. You should be very proud of yourself. I'm sure that your aunt was very happy that you were there to support her and love her, and it's a wonderful thing to do. You should be very proud of yourself that you were able and had the time to be able to do this. That's one thing. The second thing I think you said about a shoulder. Well, a shoulder is a shoulder. It could have been a shoulder, it could have been a bad back, it could have been a bad knee. Why would you tie that to the death of your aunt? And the third thing was a viral problem. Infection. I don't see any connection to those three. So what this is showing me is the mind is making the connection. We call it the human-centered mind. Some people call it the ego. Some people will call it the inner voice. Some people will call it that chattering that goes on. There is some reason why you are making that connection, because I see those as three random things.
Okay.
Just three things that have happened in your life. What happened if you stubbed your toe? And also, if you thought, during that time, I don't know what time period this is, but let's say it's a year from when your auntie was ill until when you had the viral infection. Look at all the good things that happened. Why don't you think about those? Look at all the wonderful times that you were able, for instance, being able to serve your auntie and to help her through her last passages of life. That's a wonderful thing to do. I see that as a positive.
Yeah, so I guess what you're saying, it's like, there's a choice to perceive these random occurrences as connected, and that's looking at it kind of through a very kind of narrow torchlight. But if you broaden it out and think about all the other things that have happened over the past 18 months, however long a period of time you're kind of reviewing here, what you're saying is there's a multitude, there's this, this web of interrelationships and of occurrences, positive and negative, and all sorts of things that's happened, which have had an effect on your health, your business, your friendships, your relationships, your finances, and to, I guess, pull out three strands, which obviously have had a practical effect on her, on this lady's ability to run her business, is to
I call it cherry picking.
Yeah, I guess it's like cherry picking.
You're picking a checking. Now, from her story, as again, she's not here, so we can't speak to her. It'd be great if she was here. We could do the golden thread with her. She used the word, "Is there something stopping me?" And I think that's the key, because I would like to say to her, are you stopping you? Are you doubting you? Do you really in your heart want to expand this business? Or is there some little voice, what we call the human-centered mind, the ego, whatever you want to call it, self-talk, monkey mind, whatever you want to call it, is that talking at you and putting doubt in your mind? Is that what you're saying? Are you doubting you? Now, if you are, that's the lesson to be learned. That's what needs the inner reflection. That's what needs you to meditate on. It's not the universe saying, oh, well, I'm going to punish you now, or I'm going to keep knocking you back. The universe or the cosmos, whatever you want to call it, wouldn't knock you back. It's not designed to knock you back or hold you back.
Whether it's for good intentions or bad intentions, it doesn't have, what we're saying is it doesn't have intentions per se.
Exactly.
You can have intentions.
You can have intentions. So the lesson is what we always say. You can do it now. Everybody can do it. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. And just say, right, now why did I tie those three random things together? And why did I want to use the word something like, is this stopping me? So who's stopping me? Am I stopping me? Why am I stopping me? What am I doubting? And I would take, if she was with me, I would gently guide her, or probably not gently. I probably wouldn't do it gently, but I would try and challenge her to look in that direction. Because definitely I can, from my 40 years of experience, the universe doesn't sit there and say, right, let's stop this lady now. Let's knock her back. The universe, it hasn't got that mindset.
So I guess, so we're saying the universe is not at play here in terms of a grand plan or an influence on the business.
This is a big teaching.
But the very fact that the lady has started to move, cast her energy and attention to the fact that there may be a correlation or something happening here, and it does point to something deeper going on.
I think so.
So that's
deeper inside of
exactly. So absolutely, there is something going on by fact that your energy has been drawn to looking at this topic and these occurrences, but it's looking within, not kind of saying it's because of that.
And that's the Taoist teaching.
Yeah.
You know, so many people are always looking for the outside, and really what the Taoists say is look within.
Yeah.
If I can give you a more light-hearted look at it, some people say, "Why do I always meet the wrong person? Why does that always happen to me?"
Yeah.
And the reason is because there's something in that you need to learn. That's why you keep highlighting it. So you don't highlight all the other things. As I say, for this lady, think about all the wonderful things that have happened to you during that year, in the rest of your life, in the rest of your relationships, in the rest of your health. Think about how healthy you were when you were looking after your auntie. So you don't pin on that. The mind pins on this. And what it's trying to do is gather evidence to say, justify. Oh, there's something.
Belief.
Oh, there's something going on here.
Because I mean, really, this lady's been fortunate. This is a business where she's retrained whilst working in another career. You know,
She's done fantastic.
There's been tremendous good fortune and tremendous positive energy about the fact that she's got the keenness and the interest in the new business. She's had the ability to be able to retrain, whether that's ability both in time and money to retrain. She has the ability to start a new business now after having another career in something else, that she has got the freedom, that she's not tied down and heavily restricted. So there's loads and loads and loads of positives going on that almost need to be seen as part of the broader mix here, rather than just focusing on these occurrences which have happened over the past few months. One thing I do want to ask you, because it kind of connects, to this.
Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people is going to disagree here. So again, I'm going to encourage you, because this is a conversation we should be having in the community. And this we can carry on with this conversation over the next few days, because you'll get a lot of insight on this, because a lot of people do get misguided on this thing. So it's very important.
Okay. So what about synchronicity? What about, some people say, is it synchronicity? Is it coincidence? Because does what you're saying about the universe hasn't got intelligence, it doesn't send things to you, it doesn't put things in your way to guide you or direct you, which is essentially what you're saying. So where does synchronicity come into this then?
So there is an energy in the universe that the Chinese call qi, that you may want to call vibration, you may want to call the higher self. Again, we're looking for words and we're trying to find the words that relate to you. So there is an energy that's going on. And when you align yourself to that energy, then wonderful things begin to happen, because you're in alignment. One of the best examples that I can imagine, just where you're sitting now, imagine in that room that you're sitting in, there are literally hundreds of radio stations. And if you had a radio receiver, you could tune to any radio station that you want to. So if, like me, you wanted to listen to football, if you tuned to Radio 4 or Radio 1, you'd be disappointed.
Yeah.
It's not that the radio's wrong, or it's not that the station's wrong. You've tuned into the wrong station. Yeah. If you wanted to listen to pop music, you tuned into Classic FM, you'd be tuning into the wrong station. So synchronicity is when you've aligned your thoughts and your belief and your energy with the energy of the universe, and there's a magic that comes together and synchronizes. That's when you say something like, that just happened. Isn't that amazing? That just seemed to flow into place. And of course, the other word for this is Wu Wei.
Wu Wei, yeah.
Effortless effort.
Yeah.
When you're being true to yourself, when you have no doubt, when you are being truthful, honest, living with integrity, when you take self-responsibility. So for this lady, you know what you need to do? Get back on the bike, start pedaling, pedal harder. If this is what you want to do, if this career is what you want to do, get on the bike, get focused, get your intention clear. It doesn't matter about whether your arms, get right what you want to do and start pedaling, get back on the bike. And that then, if it's true, listen to that inner voice. Is this really what you want to do?
Yeah.
And then if you have doubt coming into your mind, ask yourself, what is this doubt? Why am I doubting myself?
Yeah.
Why am I doubting this? And that really is the key.
Yeah. And what I love about all these teachings is that really it places all the responsibility back to you. And that's fantastic because it's so empowering. It's not saying, well, you know, something else is sending me stuff, something else is presenting me with stuff for a reason that I have no control over. Everything comes back to you, and I think that's wonderful.
And so, do bad things happen? Of course they happen, but you know what? You have to navigate yourself around those things. Yeah. We live in reality. We can't put ourselves on a kind of a magic island where nothing bad has ever happened. But you are awesome. Remember, you are awesome. You can deal with it. Yeah, you have so much. And Alex is going to shut me up in a minute, but you've got so much power. You've got so much determination. Yeah. You don't realize how divine you are. Connect to that. Don't look for excuses. Don't doubt yourself. How can you doubt yourself? Look at yourself. 400 trillion to 1 that you were born, remember? Don't doubt yourself. I'll shut up now.
Well, I think that says it all. I mean, the power is within you. The passion is within you to run the business. And if it's your truth, the business will be a fantastic success. And you should not believe anything else.
Absolutely. Why would you want to believe anything else? And don't let the mind go and look for the justifications to that you're not good enough.
Great.
Stop it. Stop it. Get back on the bike.
We'll end there. And thank you for listening. And don't forget, as always, if you have any comments or questions on this topic, please feel free to post them below. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.